On Whirlpool presents ESPNcricinfo T20 timeout powered by Dell. We're looking ahead to the game between the Rajasthan Royals and the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Joining me shortly, Sanjay Manjrekar and Aakash Chopra. Right, gentlemen, you know the drill. First of 5 preview statements as we look ahead to this game. Sanjay, Steve Smith should drop himself.
Oh dear, that's a pretty, what should I say, a very unsettling start to the show. No, I don't think he should drop himself yet because he's had a couple of good scores right at the start where he played like a T20 batsman, and coming into the IPL, he had shown some T20 form. He can't be batting at number 3. That's my only problem. He has to open, and maybe Stokes can now bite the bullet and bat down the order, because then Samson can bat at 3 as well.
Akash?
Unsettling thought, like the unsettled batting order, top order for Rajasthan Royals. You will have to stick with Steve Smith as you're sticking with Sanju Samson. I think both of them are actually in the same boat. If it were to be, if it was about an uncapped Indian player, he would have been shown the door like three games ago. And it happened with all of them in the Rajasthan Royals camp. But Steve Smith, pedigree, class, also the captain, look at the replacements. You will say, no, the captain should still lead the ship. So Steve Smith stays.
All right. Perhaps an extension of this point is our second statement. Aakash, Rajasthan's batting order needs an overhaul. Your thoughts?
It does, without doubt, because if you have 3 overseas batsmen, you cannot possibly put them at 1, 2, and 3. The only exceptions, I think we've spoken about this on this platform a couple of times, that one, if you're chasing 190 plus 200, then you don't have a choice, or the openers have batted till the 14th or the 15th over. You get your 2 overseas players plus an Indian, and then go back to an overseas player, especially for a team like Rajasthan Royals, because when you look at their batting lineup, Samson is at his best when he's in the top 3. The moment you put him at 4, he's half the player. Robbie Uthappa is already batting out of position. You've got then Riyan Parag and Rahul Tewatia. If you're expecting them to win every single game, they've won at least a couple of them, then you're actually just trying to avoid that big question. I think they need an overhaul. 1, 2, 3 cannot be overseas players.
Sanjay?
It's not so much about 1, 2, 3 being overseas players. T20 is all about current form and confidence. Just because Ben Stokes, he shouldn't be batting at the top of the order. Butler has shown some form, so he bats at the top. Steve Smith here has shown form start of the tournament. And if you want Steve Smith in the team and you want to get the best value out of him, he has to bat at the top. So those are your openers. Sanju Samson at 3, cannot be batting below 3. And then, you could have people like, you can have the floaters in, you can send Tewatia in, you can send Stokes in. But Riyan Parag in the last game, coming after Robin Uthappa, mistake that I just can't, fathom how people make those mistakes. Because Parag played one of his best IPL knocks this season, and the next game he goes after Robin Uthappa. So I get a feeling Rajasthan Royals goes more for stature of a person than actual harsh reality and the current situation.
All right, let's stick to the Robin Uthappa conversation as we go to our next statement. Sanjay, we're saying Rajasthan need to move on from Robin Uthappa. Your thoughts?
Who will they move on to? The problem is, how many options do they have? They have David Miller sitting there, but they'll have to drop a foreign player, which would mean either Butler, Stokes, and Chopra. How is that possible? Or Steve Smith. So that's an option they can't really go for. Manan Vora is somebody one of our colleagues has been talking about. I don't know what his problem is, but he's somebody who bats at the top of the order, but those places are taken. So I have no problem with Uthappa batting and being in the team, but it's high time. Some players are not given a choice to bat the way they want. And I have seen captains and played under captains who actually made you play to the needs of the team, no matter your own confidence and your own position.
Aakash, thoughts?
Oh, well, you talk about Rajasthan Royals, just see what they've done to their players. Yashasvi Jaiswal plays the first game, gets dropped. He comes back again. He scores like a 30 ball, 32, gets dropped again. The same can be said about Robbie Uthappa. The same can be said about Riyan Parag, Mahipal Lomror. So if you were to move on from Robbie Uthappa, again, you're trying to correct 2 wrongs. And you'll commit another wrong and maybe a few more. So since he's got some runs in the previous game, I'll say please stick with him. Now that you've bought him and keeping in mind that he's going to be actually batting lower down the order, you got to give him a bit more time.
All right, just to follow up on that, if Uthappa does play then, Aakash, would you be tempted to make him open?
No, I would still have him actually lower down the order. I'll think about opening with Sanju Samson if need be.
All right, let's go to our next point. And Aakash, we're saying that RCB need to stick with AB de Villiers at number 4, irrespective of the match situation.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Simple as that.
Yeah, I've learned it from Sanjay.
One or two good things happen when somebody like AB de Villiers goes down the order. People like Shivam Dubey and the others, get a bit of time in, they get a few runs, they feel a little confident. And going forward in the league, that can be, beneficial, that some of your players who are down the order are still, have some confidence. Washington Sundar came in early as well. So this left-hand, right-hand combination was at its extreme in the last game, and to see AB de Villiers bat at number 6, even then, with hardly 2 or 3 overs left, I thought he would still get a 30-40 and do the AB de Villiers thing, which been quite happy.
All right, and let's go to our final statement. Akash, we're saying that RCB should use Yuzvendra Chahal in the power play, or at least use him more in the power play. Your thoughts?
I'd say conditions apply. From the outset, if you make up your mind that you are going to use A, B, or C bowlers in the power play overs, I don't subscribe to that opinion. They did try him in the previous game. He went for 15. Washington Sundar has been exceptional in the power play overs. And if you're playing against RR and there is a left-hander in the middle, you may want to go to him before UZ Chahal. I think UZ Chahal has been utilized enough. It's not that he's not been given important roles or important overs. He's been doing all of that. The 15th, the 16th over, he bowls in the power play. He bowls the tough overs. So I'd say no, just don't jump the gun yet and don't be too rigid. Flexibility with regards to your bowling resources, I think, is key to success in T20 cricket.
Sanjay, does the prospect of Chahal versus Butler up front tempt you?
I don't think that's going to happen. They'll go with Morris, who's been a revelation. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. He's having a great IPL. I've never seen him as an all-rounder perform so well and consistently at that too. I mean, he's not played too many games. So I see him and Washington Sundar, starting out, because they might again open with Ben Stokes. So there's a left-hander out there. I don't see Chahal bowling the first 6.
All right. Thank you very much, Sanjay Manjrekar and Aakash Chopra, for looking ahead to this all-royal clash between Bangalore and Rajasthan on Whirlpool presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Dell.